Bonjour! Okay, today we're going to review quickly how to use ThingLink and how it's going to help us stay organized with all of our reading and listening assignments that we do over the course of IB. So this is to organize all of your ce qui m'intéresse lecture and écoute. If you've already used ThingLink, you're going to log in to your account using your school Google email. And you're going to bring up this infographic that you may have already seen. If you haven't used ThingLink before, I'm going to direct you back to Schoology into this ThingLink Ce qui m'intéresse resource. You're going to click on this link here, which takes you to ThingLink. And then you're going to join the group. So there's some group codes here. If you're in IB Year 1, here's your code. And then depending on if you're on that IB or AP track, there's a link to the image here. So when you click on this image, it should open this up, and then you can kind of click into ThingLink, and it should bring something up that says clone ce qui m'intéresse. If you want to clone it, you're going to go up to these three dots in the top right corner, clone it, rename it with your last name, and then you can click out of this, and in your files, now I have a lot of files here, you see down here it has clone, then you can open up and I can show you how to edit it. So you might need to take a little bit of time to play around with how to get this image into ThingLink to start with, to rename it with your file. But once you do that, this is the part that if you've never used ThingLink before, if you need a refresher, this is where you need to pay attention. So I'm going to go up to edit. And the great thing about ThingLink is I can add these tags or pins. So it makes this little pin here. I can move it to wherever I want. We're going to move it in a second. And what I want to do is I want to add text and media to this. So I'm going to click over here on the left-hand side, text and media. I can change the icon to be whatever color I want it to be, whatever image I want it to be. In my mind, it's useful for me to remember, was this a reading? So I chose a reading icon, or was this a listening? Totally up to you how you do that. And then you click done once you've chosen the icon. And then this is the important part. Here I'm on the left-hand side where it says title. I'm going to add the title of what I read or what I listened to. So for example, maybe I listened to a podcast or something about les vélos électriques. And so I'm just going to put vélo électrique. Where it says description, I would recommend you leave that blank. There is no sense in you repeating what your reaction already was that you wrote out for your ce qui m'intéresse here, because you've already done that work. What I do think is important is if you put the URL to the link where you read the article or where you listened to the article. So, for example, I'm going to go find the URL. Let me find it. So I found my article that I read. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to go back. Oh my goodness, I have lots of ThingLinks open here. Let me figure out. Here we are. So I'm going to go back and paste the URL there. And then I'm going to hit done, which is, again, in this top left. So now I have this pin. Now, once I have this pin, I'm going to think about, these are my 5 themes for IB. What theme do I think this article falls under? And you've got the sub-themes under here as well. I'm looking at partage de la planète, environnement. I'm going to stick it over here. How you organize your pins is totally up to you. But hopefully, at the end of this exercise, and I'm going to pull up someone else's here to show you how this looks in the end. All right, so this is an example of a student who graduated last year, and she has all of her ce qui m'intéresses organized by what she listened to, what she read, and she's plotted them on here by theme. So when it comes time to reviewing for a test, she, especially the IB exams, she could click on this and she could say, here's what I listened to. Here's the link. I can click on the link. I could go back and listen to it again if I wanted to. So really, we're trying to organize yourself to keep all of this information in one place for you to easily access. The other thing that I like about ThingLink is if you have listened to a lot about environment, but maybe you haven't listened to much about expérience, you can visually see, where do I need to shift my attention moving forward so that I'm hitting all of these 5 themes. So to take us back to the original, here's where we plotted our first plot. I then go in, add another tag, text and media. I can change my icon. I'm adding my title. I'm adding my URL. And then I'm clicking done. And then I'm putting that wherever it is. If you have joined the group with those group codes that we saw in Schoology, then this is what I will see on my end. On my end, when I go to organization and I go to my groups that we've set up, and here we have everything, then I can see your ThingLink and I can see what you've plotted. So there's nothing to turn in. It's just do the work on ThingLink, and then I can see what you've done. This is something that I'm hoping that we'll come back and visit and revisit quarterly, if not per semester, so that by the end of your time in IB, you can see what you've done. You can see how many things you will have read over 2 years. This is an incredible amount of work, and you're accessing it easily when it comes time to review for exams. If you've got questions, help each other. There are lots of video tutorials about ThingLink, but this is our end result by the end of next year. You will probably have something that looks like at least 8 to 10 pins on your ThingLink, if not a few more at this point of the year. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.